Hello Gemini, I'm Kay. Welcome back to Intuition Tarot. And today I'm going to be doing your weekly general reading. Today it's about your life's purpose. It's going to be very general. If we were going to really go into life purpose, we'd want to go into some more depth and use some more cards, but I'm just kind of looking at some basic themes, your overall life's purpose, your strengths, your weaknesses, that kind of thing. So take what resonates, leave the rest. If you do like the reading, please like, share, subscribe, tap the notification bell. And if it's not your type of reading, check me back as another week, because formats and spreads are going to change from week to week. I'll be doing something a little different each time. So just a few shuffles left here to go. In the description box below, I was mentioning my schedule. There's a tentative schedule there, subject to change, as this is a new channel. And there's also a link to my website where you can book a personal reading with me or order one of my personalized avatar birth charts. There's a list of the decks that I use and instructions on how to donate to the channel if you're so inclined. So, okay, Gemini, I'm gonna make sure my phone's on silent here real quick. And let's get started. First card is going to represent your life purpose overall. And we had a double flipper, as I like to call them, where the deck flipped over in two spots. So I'm going to take both cards. First, we've got the Knight of Pentacles, which I see as Taurus, Virgo energy, perhaps Capricorn. And we also got the Three of Pentacles, Capricorn energy. I'm going to go ahead and clarify all these. Initial thoughts. So it's about a steady building of beneficial, stable connections, slow and steady, developing trust, connecting with others in a way that you can contribute to each other's foundation and prosperity. So bettering yourself and others. And like I said, these are going to be very general as far as that goes, because specific life purposes, as far as your life path, what career you're going to choose, that type of thing is going to differ from person to person. All right, so next we're going to look at how this life purpose is going to be showing up in your future. One of them flipped over. Let me see if I can find it. It's hiding from me. Okay, we have the Two of Swords, Libra energy. I'm not really picking up too much of an indecisive or stalemate energy with that. I'm seeing that showing up as being like you kind of sitting on the fence in some situations until you're able to better clarify for yourself. In typical Gemini fashion, kind of like two sides, kind of balance between, kind of sitting on the fence. So this may show up as you, taking great care to balance and weigh your different options and their pros and cons, which would go along with your slow but steady approach here and building with others. So kind of, seeing who and what's worth your time as you proceed forward. Next we're going to get a card for your strengths. Sorry, want to make sure we'll be able to fit all the cards here within view. And again, we have a card that flipped over and it's hiding. There it is. Strengths, 10 of Wands. Okay. So once again, initial thoughts right off the bat. You're able to shoulder a lot, Gemini. You have a lot of, it's in the strengths position, so it sounds kind of weird to say you have a lot of strength. But if you're carrying all those responsibilities and burdens, of course, you get to the point where it's time to let those down. I'm sensing here that you're somebody that others can count on to take care of what needs to be taken care of. And then, when the time's right, you're able to set those things down, maybe delegate to others or help others take on the load. Now, how you can utilize these strengths best toward achieving your life's purpose. We have the Ace of Pentacles, Earth energy, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So taking the opportunities, as they're offered to you. Obviously, like I said, you might kind of be, having that fair, balanced mindset of not choosing right away. But when you see an opportunity that's, I see the aces as being an offer sort of from the divine, whether earned, deserved, or not. So recognizing those opportunities that are truly from Spirit, and they're going to help you on your way. But like I said, we will clarify these. Man, these cards are falling everywhere tonight. Alright, next one is going to show your weaknesses. A card to represent Gemini's weaknesses, please, Spirit. We have the Knight of Cups, which also showed up for Libra. The Knight of Cups can be very charming. You know, got a lot of sweet words, and he can be a little fickle. It's not necessarily ill intent, but he's easily moved by his emotions. So, you know, he could fall in love today and fall in love with someone else tomorrow. But, you know, he's not, even in the upright, I'm saying he can be a little fickle. But he is someone who delivers messages of love. And for how you can overcome your weaknesses, the card coming out is the King of Pentacles. More earth energy, Virgo, Taurus, and perhaps Capricorn. The King of Pentacles is a boss. He's gotten to a place in life where he wants for nothing. He's able to get everything he needs, as well as the luxuries that he desires. He's very reliable, stable, committed, faithful, kind of family man. So as far as overcoming the weakness of, you know, maybe the Knight of Cups wanting to come in and kind of, you know, schmooze somebody. I'm seeing so far, you know, just the basics here. That Spirit is saying, you know, tap into that energy of being like more mature, more stable, stepping into your power, of being able to be a leader for others in a more grounded kind of way. So now we're going to clarify. Oops, I'm going to shuffle these a few times as well. I didn't do that before I got started. I want to make sure I get them shuffled up after the Libra reading, but that won't take long. So Gemini, I hope you guys are all healthy, doing well tonight, and that part of this reading will resonate with you or have something that stands up to you as useful. We just had Mercury retrograde start in the sign of Capricorn, and you know, some people make too much of it, like it just affects everything, but I don't usually notice too much of an effect on myself personally. However, I've already noticed in the last couple of days that things have been kind of going weird for me. I broke my favorite little Isis statuette, and I have to super glue it, and I went to get the super glue, and some idiot had put it back in there empty, so now I can't repair my statue. And then I tried to set up my laptop. We just got a few more shuffles to go. I'm just talking to pass time. I had my laptop set up to try to record at a different angle, and it was balanced kind of precariously, but I thought it was okay. And then it came crashing down onto my table, which is what actually, 2 more to go, which is what actually broke my Isis statue. So that kind of got me really in a grumpy mood for a little bit. Often though, it does affect like technological and sort of electronic things, and I haven't had problems with that yet. Cross your fingers. If you see this reading on Friday, then everything went A-okay. So let's go ahead and clarify. Spirit, for Gemini's life purpose, please clarify the Knight of Pentacles with the Three of Pentacles. Okay, first card out is more Pentacles. We got the 7 now. Taurus energy. That's about kind of taking a break, you know, after putting in some labor and some work. Kind of trying to see if you've been investing well, how things are going to go forward, you know, to know if you keep pushing and working harder with the 8 of Pentacles to achieve your goal, or if maybe some adjustments need to be made. You know, having made some investments, you're making sure that they're starting to pay off. And that fits in well with this nice and steady Knight of Pentacles path, collaborating with others, making sure everything's kind of lining up for you. We also had the 5 of Cups come out. That's Scorpio energy. So, let's see. What I'm picking up from that is that in this, like, it's almost kind of like a little side note, like warning to the sense of, you know, and it's, I put it by the 3 of Pentacles when it talks about collaborating with others. You might have some earth in your chart because, you know, no offense, no shade, but, you know, Gemini isn't known as being perhaps the most, like, nose to the grind type of sign. I mean, I have a Gemini moon in Mars, and I know that, you know, I can be very, like, oh, squirrel, you know, like, My attention can kind of go off into different things, and sometimes I have trouble finishing what I start. But it's showing, with your life purpose being to have that energy, make sure that, you're not having, like, leaving people behind, like not making the connections that you need to make, because you don't want to have regrets later saying, oh, I'm so focused on financial stability or on, building up my coin or whatnot, that I leave people behind that, relationships that I perhaps should have nourished. And of course, there are those 2 cups still standing behind him. So it's just like, okay, make sure that you do water and nourish the important connections that are in your life while you're on this path. So next we're going to clarify the 2 of Swords for how this life purpose is showing up in your future. From here on out, basically. So first we have the Hierophant, major arcana for Taurus energy, more Earth. Like I said, check your sign placements. Might have a lot of that in your chart if you're one of my viewers, which I don't have many of yet. Please subscribe and share. Little plug there. But at any rate, okay, so let's get one more before I speak on that. It'll be interesting if the Devil comes out, because it'll be like sitting on the fence between the Devil and God. Like, but no, that would have been too neat. So we got the Emperor, major arcana for Aries energy. And, okay, so actually this still makes perfect sense. Immediately I'm getting, Spirit is saying how this is showing up. When you're sitting in this kind of, on the fence energy, it's not always a weakness. It can actually be very smart, a very good thing to do with certain things. You don't want to choose too hastily. But you might have to choose between traditional methods that have already been established, or even like what you would consider to be the right thing. If you're a religious or spiritual person, the godly thing or what your higher power is leading you to do, versus what you, like stepping into your own personal power, because the Emperor is all about personal power, control, self-discipline, so it's kind of like saying, like, you're going to have to choose from different, you might run into some dilemmas where it's like, well, do I do the right thing, the established thing, or do I kind of go off on my own path, with this entrepreneurial, Emperor energy. It's not that your path is wrong as compared to the right thing, but it might be something that, necessarily it hasn't been done before. So kind of, the beat of your own drum type of energy. And yes, the Emperor can also come across as quite traditional, depending on the circumstances. But this comes down to, your power or previously established methods. And so, taking risks versus doing things the safe way is kind of what I'm picking up from that. Okay. Next, we're going to go on to the card representing your strengths, Ten of Wands. We already went into that a little bit. The first clarifier coming out is the Page of Cups. Okay. And that's kind of similar here so far with Libra's reading as well. So, I'm picking up that take some time to kind of, renew your creative juices and, the emotional side of you, having these burdens and trying to live this responsible path, trying to really establish yourself in a secure and stable manner. Don't lose all of your childlike innocence and wonder and creativity. Also, we have the Devil coming out now. Major arcana for Capricorn, more earth energy. So some of these burdens that you may have to face, with your strengths that you're able to overcome, there may be codependency issues, addictions, that kind of thing. And I'm not even picking up necessarily that that's coming from you, although it can be. But even in helping or taking care of others through this sort of leadership role that you're taking on with your life's purpose, your strength is that you're able to, not that you're supposed to shoulder those burdens of other people in the sense of, enabling them or anything like that. But, you might have to deal with that a lot from people around you, kind of letting you down, kind of giving in to their weaknesses. And, but your strength is that, you don't get sort of sucked into that vibe where you're stuck. You're able to see things from a fresh perspective with the Page of Cups there. And, yeah, just carry a lot on your own. And, while that's admirable, that brings us back to, keep in mind with the Five of Cups there, clarifying the Three of Pentacles, don't feel like you don't need anyone ever. make sure to keep those important connections fresh. So now we're going to clarify how you can utilize these strengths on your life purpose, or for your life purpose, I guess is a better preposition to use. Let's clarify the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Empress, Major Arcana for Libra and Taurus. Got some Venus energy in there. And let's get one more. Okay, so in Major Arcana, and we have the Knight of Cups popping back up in, popping back up here in your spread, although in a different context. That's water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So to best utilize these strengths, so taking these opportunities that the universe is handing you, you're able to transform that into something beautiful, into growth, abundance with the Empress there. So anything you can contribute to that, makes things more beautiful for others, contributes to the abundance. I'm seeing it more on like a worldly scale. I don't know, your life purpose may be rather noble, even though it's based upon, getting yourself established. It's like once you're able to bear all this stuff, so you can turn it into, like, since I have this opportunity, since I've been given this gift, I'm going to kind of bring this message to others with the Knight of Cups, share what I've been given, and, take good care of it, nurture it with the Empress there. And be able to share it with others, kind of like make their garden grow type of energy. Okay. So next we're going to move on to the card that sums up weaknesses, possible weaknesses, Gemini, Knight of Cups again. Let's see how we clarify that. Okay, we have the Two of Swords. Well, I've seen you before. Alright, Libra energy, and wow, okay, that makes perfect sense, actually. Then we've got Temperance, Major Arcana for Sagittarius energy. So, while your life purpose will often show up as you being this kind of like balanced on the fence position, just as the Knight of Cups showed up as a way to utilize your strengths. Spirit saying, these things taken to excess can actually hinder you, excuse me, and interfere with your growth, because if you're too indecisive, if you refuse to see things for the way they really are, and you just kind of have like this dreamy Knight of Cups, kind of like following your emotional impulses, energy, and then, with the Temperance, it's kind of like, oh, God will take care of it, God will show me the right choice, and in the meantime, I'm just going to kind of play and sit here and wait for a sign. I'm seeing okay, so now what's coming to me as all this earth energy, all this pushing and shouldering burdens, in a sense, and don't take this the wrong way, Gemini, it's actually rather noble, but it can be kind of an overcompensation. If you know that your weaknesses are actually just to be indecisive and just to hope that, the universe will take care of it, then you might be pushing extra hard to overcome those things so that you can follow, and achieve your life's purpose. So Spirit's just saying, be aware of those things in extreme. And finally, we're going to clarify the King of Pentacles for how you can overcome these weaknesses. Spirit, please clarify the King of Pentacles. Okay. We've got the Knight of Swords, which I see as Aquarius, Gemini, and sometimes Libra energy. And let's get one more. The King of Pentacles with the Knight of Swords. Okay, so a little more action, a little more, moving a little more quickly. Once you have the truth, run with it, and that security and that confidence of being the King of Pentacles. And, so don't sit on things too long. Let's get one more to clarify that. And another way, which kind of goes along with that same theme, we've got the Tower, Major Arcana for Aries and Scorpio. Don't be afraid to shake things up, Gemini. It's nice to kind of be in the middle and to kind of be able to sort of please both sides and to take care of, you know, everyone else and try to help them to grow and bring them all these lovely things. But at the same time, in the process of this, you know, Spirit is saying to overcome the weaknesses that might hinder your path. You want to, once you're secure, once you're sure, take charge. Don't be afraid to shake things up, you know, mess up some foundations. As long as you know that you're doing it based on facts, true information, all that kind of thing, go with it, because your instincts are going to be correct. Spirit's going to lead you with the Tower there to making the changes that you need to make to sort of rebuild things the way that they should be. So, okay, Gemini. I probably won't do this spread again. You know, I apologize if there's any awkwardness or whatever. I'm not used to it, and this is kind of the first night that I've played around with it. And to me, it doesn't really get deep enough into the purpose, and I don't know, I don't know. I mean, I'm not complaining about my own reading. I do hope it resonated with you and that you enjoyed it and you'll like and share, subscribe, all that good stuff. But I just want to let you know I probably won't be doing this one again. Nevertheless, I hope you liked it all right, Gemini, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for your time and attention, and I'll see you again soon.